This is the limit as x approaches 0 of 1 plus cosine 2x over x squared. Okay, so look what happens if you put x equals 0 in. You're going to have the following: 1 plus 2 cosine of 2 times 0. Over 0 squared. Now work through this quickly a little bit. So you're going to have 1 plus 2. Cosine of 2 times 0 is cosine of 0, which is 1. Over 0, which is then 3 over 0. This is undefined. That tells you got to use L'Hopital. It's indeterminate. So you can indicate it by putting like an arrow with a little h above it or something like that. And then you differentiate the top and the bottom independently. So the limit as x goes to 0. The derivative of 1 is 0. Now look at the second part. The derivative of 2 cosine 2x. You copy the 2 and then you work on the derivative of cosine 2x by the chain rule. You're going to put negative sign as the derivative of cosine. You copy the inside 2x, but then you multiply by the derivative of the 2x, which is another 2. And then the bottom by the power rule, derivative of x squared is just 2x. Let's clean this up a little bit quickly. So the limit as x goes to 0 of negative 4 sine of 2x over 2, 2x like this. Let's clean this up again a little bit. So limit as x goes to 0, and I'm going to have here, you can divide negative 4 by 2 to get a negative 2 sine 2x. In the bottom you have just x. But look what happens when x is 0. In this particular case, you're going to have a negative 2 sine of 2 times 0 over 0. Again, because you have a 0 in the bottom, it's still undefined. So that means you can do L'Hopital again. So limit as x goes to 0. So let's do L'Hopital again. So h, and then here I'm going to have the limit as x goes to 0. Okay, so you differentiate the yellow part. So it's negative 2. The derivative sign is cosine copied inside 2x. But then you multiply by the derivative of the 2x, which is another 2. And in the bottom, the derivative of x is 1. Let's clean this up. I have the limit as x goes to 0 of negative 4 cosine 2x. But now I can do direct substitution. So I'm going to have negative 4 cosine of 2 times 0. So that's negative 4 cosine 2 times 0 is 0. 0. Then cosine of 0 is 1. So you end up with negative 4 times 1, which is negative 4. That's the value of the limit. Just be sure to look in the description for a very detailed version of this with lots of comments and other stuff that really likely will be interesting to you. Subscribe, share, and like.